right center field, plenty deep to score a run. Renfroe gets in position to make the catch, although it was taken away from him by Hampson as a run scores and all the others hold up and move up a base as well. Now Hoppy with a broken bat fly ball. It gets through, base hit. Neto scores. Shotwell goes to third. Hoppy's second RBI single tonight, and it's 7-2.
Vinny hits a ground ball, base hit right field. Garcia scores. Here's Junior, and he's in there. 95 RBIs for Vinny.
There comes Adele. It's a squeeze. It's laid down perfectly, and Adele scores to make it 9-5 as Lopez is thrown out.
You can't do a better job than Jack Lopez on that one.
Yeah, we had the one opportunity, second and third, one out, where we had a chance to punch something across there, but we didn't. They fought like they do all the time. A big chance to come back there in the seventh, but just didn't quite get there.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is New Day with SSJ on Sports Radio 810 WHB. It's Wednesday, August 21st, 2024. Stephen St. John with Jake Gutierrez. It's hump day. It's Wednesday. Ain't nothing to it but to get through it. Today on the show, we'll have Mike Boddicker, former Royals pitcher, former Baltimore Oriole, former Boston Red Sox, former Milwaukee Brewer, former Kansas City Royal. Oh, yeah. This puts a smile on my face. And not many things put a smile on my face these days. My wife, my kids. Good TV shows. Certain songs when I hear them. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Bobby Witt Jr., Brady Cook throwing the ball to Luther Burden III. What else? Tacos. A lot of stuff, I guess. But add to the list, Gary Barnett back on the show.
You like that? You like that?
And it's even better to talk to Coach Barnett this college football season because of his heavy involvement with the Colorado Buffaloes football program. Of course, coached by primetime Deion Sanders. So Coach Barnett back in the Big 12. And we will talk to him about what an interesting offseason for Colorado as they have made their way back to the Big 12.
Colorado.
They got huge showdowns with Kansas State and Kansas. Hell, they got Kansas at Arrowhead Stadium. And
It's the Big 12!
and what a big season for Mizzou, Kansas, Kansas State, all in the top 25. And
we'll have to get
what?
Coach out to Joe's KC when he comes in town. He's going to be in town, right?
Is he?
Well, I mean, the KU and Colorado playing.
Sure. Is he still on the radio broadcast?
I believe so. I mean, I've been
Do
gone.
you know it or believe it?
I've been gone for 20 months, so
I know, but when did you talk to him? Yesterday?
I did.
Okay.
I didn't ask him, but hey. Maybe he'll come in if we invite him.
A producer's research never ends.
I forgot, I had that gap year and a half.
Hey, just to catch up, what's going on in your world right now, Coach?
First thing he's going to ask me, how's that book?
Right. So Coach Barnett will join us at 8 o'clock.
That'd be great.
Then we'll talk to Matt Derrick from ChiefsDigest.com, get his thoughts on how many roster spots are up in the air going into the final preseason game tomorrow night where the Chiefs starters won't play. The Bears have already said that Caleb Williams isn't going to play. Their starters aren't going to play. We'll see if the teams actually play. They're supposed to, so. There will be men with Chiefs and Bears uniforms out there playing the sport known as football. I can guarantee that. So we'll talk to Matt Derrick about that. Scott Sharp, Royals VP and assistant GM. Why do I always screw up his title? Why? How many times do I have to have him on the show before I don't have to look it up because I want to get it right? It's an important title. It's a lengthy title.
Assistant GM,
Yeah.
Vice President of Operations?
No.
No? Player personnel?
Mm-mm.
It's football.
Mm-mm.
Assistant General Manager. Vice President of something.
Senior Vice President,
Senior.
Assistant General Manager.
There you go. Senior Vice President. He's an important dude.
If you want to get into the actual nuts and bolts of it, the full title, Senior Vice President, Major League Operations, Assistant General Manager.
That's close.
And then we'll have our friend Kyle from Boulevard. If you think that you put together the best tailgates in town, this is a chance for you to literally put your money where your mouth is. And also your chance to meet Creed Humphrey. And we're going to tell you how you can do that at 9:30. Jake, I was looking up some old pictures. You popped up in there a couple of times.
How old?
Really old. Let's see.
It's funny you say that. I was going through old emails.
8, 9.
And I had a picture of the infant girls.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, I think this picture may have been the year before the girls were born or the year the girls were born. So we're looking at 15 or 16 years ago, a picture of a group of us, but including me and you and our old friend, former welterweight champion of the world, Victor Ortiz, out to eat here in Kansas City.
Oh, yeah.
And then at the old 810 zone on the plaza, holding title belts.
Yeah.
After he defeated Andre Berto for the welterweight championship in the fight of the year. I was looking at those pictures because Victor's going to be on the show we're here in about 15 minutes. And so if you're wondering, hey, what's Victor Ortiz up to? He's fighting twice this month. He's making his comeback. And look, we're not going to get into a lot of things as in-depth as I'd like to because I'm going to have him on. He's going to come to Kansas City, and we're going to sit down and do probably an hour and a half or a 2-hour episode of Hot Mic with SSJ and go into everything from the Mayweather fight to what happened after the Mayweather fight and go in depth there, the fight that he had the broken jaw, filming the Expendables movie with Stallone, being on Dancing with the Stars, all these wild things, right? So it's going to be one of the more anticipated episodes for me of Hot Mic with SSJ. But he's going to come into town and do that. But he's fighting. Look, there's this weird pay-per-view coming up this Saturday on DAZN pay-per-view that's headlined by an exhibition rematch between Floyd Mayweather and John Gotti III, the grandson of John Gotti. Look, I'm just here to don't shoot the messenger. In Mexico City, and Victor's the co-main event, fighting on that card. On the same card as Floyd Mayweather. And then he's going to fight that fight and turn around and have a homecoming fight in Garden City, Kansas, fighting in his hometown for the first time ever in Garden City a week from Saturday. So we'll talk about that with Victor coming up at 6:30. Royals lost. That sucks. I thought that they were going to win because Cole Reagans was on the mound. And Cole Reagans did not pitch well enough. Although, and I know it's not important. Trust me, I get it. but he did once again go over the 6.5 strikeout prop, which I told you in the 6 o'clock hour last year was a sure, or yesterday was a sure thing, and go ahead and fatten up on that on DraftKings Sportsbook or wherever you make your wagers. And if you listen to me, you're welcome. Because that was there's no sure things in gambling, but that was a pretty strong lean.
Yes, sir.
And I hope you took advantage of it as well as the way I did. Jake, did you? Did you forget? Don't lie. Don't.
No.
Yeah, I nailed it.
A little $10 wager on it.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing big.
I went a little steeper. I showed you, but that's fine.
Yeah. Hey,
It was good. It made me smile.
it's just for fun, right?
Yeah.
You gamble like you're gonna lose it,
When I win, it's fun.
or else you're gonna get in trouble.
I also put a prop bet for Georgia, Texas, Ohio State, and Missouri to make the college football playoffs. And I got a boost, and it's like plus 535.
I had to.
That's pretty good.
I started getting into
Yeah.
NFL props, and I
Yeah.
have to put it phone down.
That's caught my eye. But doesn't that sound good? What I just said to you.
I do.
Like plus 535 for Ohio State,
Yep.
Texas, Georgia, and Missouri to make the college football playoffs.
I think that's gonna be fun to watch. Plus 530.
Plus five something. Got a little boost.
Little boost.
The Royals needed a boost. They lost 9-5 last night. Bobby Witt Jr. did have 3 hits, and so now he's hitting .352 with a .401 on base and a .618 slug. Vinny had 3 more ribbies, and so now he's sitting at 95 ribbies on the season. Bobby's at 92. It's like, hey, offense, 5 runs, 12 hits. If you'd have told me before the game Royals going to score 5 runs, I'd say that's enough. Reagan's on the mound. They get the win. But Cole Reagan's only lasted 5 innings, gave up 3 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned, 3 walks, 9 strikeouts to soften the blow. But last night was a parade of relief pitchers that I don't like to watch pitch.
No.
I am not comfortable, and I am not entertained, and I do not enjoy. And I'm just being honest. I'm not going to crush these guys. I'm not going to rant about it, rant and rave. But I am not enthusiastic when MacArthur, Stratton, Zerpa, or Will Smith pitch. I don't look forward to it. I don't like it. I hope that changes. I hope they can, like, who cares if they have my trust?
Right.
I hope that I can get to a point where I want to turn away when they pitch.
Yeah. I mean, for me, Stratton and Will Smith MacArthur and Zerpa a little less, but those 4 guys, regardless, very, very little trust.
The ERAs were paraded out there out of the bullpen last night: 471, 480, 440, 526. No. Nope. No. Sorry. Yeah, I just, there were times where I felt different about each one of those guys. That time is not now. And so,
especially when you've seen, we saw Schreiber come out the night before. It's great.
No, the guys
Got
that
the save.
guys that I'm fine with: Sam Long,
Yep.
Chris Bubich.
Yep.
Of course, Lucas Urseg.
Yep.
Schreiber right now.
That's what I'm saying. Like
I'm
when
hopeful.
Like that. At least these aren't our guys, right?
Yeah.
Like those are our guys. Now we hope these guys can figure it out.
I'd like any of them to figure it out, but I'm just being honest. Right now, I don't look forward to MacArthur, Stratton, Zerpa, or Smith pitching, and they all pitched last night, and it wasn't good. And there you have it.
That's why we saw what we saw.
There you have it. Royals lose 9-5. Yankees, thanks for nothing. That's what I get for rooting for the Yankees, who've lost 3 in a row. They blew it. They should have won the game. When we get irritated, go watch those highlights. They end up losing in 12 innings to Cleveland 9-5. Thanks a lot, New York. Appreciate you. You lost 3 in a row. Go ahead and collapse. Just collapse. Collapse right out of the playoffs, as far as I'm concerned. Garrick Dieter, if you're listening, thanks, Garrick. Thanks for that. One time I want the Yankees to win, and they blow it in 12 innings. Whatever. Orioles beat the Mets 9-5. Going through other games that we care about, the Red Sox beat the Astros. The Padres did come back and beat the Twins 7-5, so thank you. Thank you, Padres. The Rays won, and the Dodgers, man, the Mariners are falling apart. They're done. I don't want to say they're done, but they're getting there. They lost again to the Dodgers 6-3. They're just a game above 500. The Mariners they can't hit, brother. They got some really good pitching, but you think the Royals have some offensive problems, go take a look at the team batting average for Seattle, and you will be shocked. So that's what happened last night around Major League Baseball. And look, Angels are not a good team. We know that. You feel like the Royals should sweep all these bad teams. That's not baseball. That's not how it happens. Although it just feels bad that they lost with Cole Reagans on the mound. And so, look, what they need to do, because they are not chasing a spot. They have a spot in the playoffs. Win series. Win a series. It's always disappointing when a winning streak ends. It's always disappointing when they lose, when the pitching matchup favors them. But, go out there and win 2 out of 3. And you're okay. You won the first one. Say, oh, hey, got Reagan's coming up. We can sweep them. Let's go. Well, it's not always how it happens in baseball. So just get out there and boy, what a pitching matchup tonight.
Yeah.
Michael Lorenzen.
Yeah. Against
former Royal Johnny Cueto. Welcome back, Johnny Cueto.
Makes his majors return.
And I don't like rooting against Johnny Cueto, but I'll be more than ready to do it tonight. I do hope he gets a warm reception.
Oh, I imagine he will.
Out of Kauffman Stadium.
I'd be shocked if he didn't.
And then I hope as
he gets rocked.
I hope he gets Keith Hernandez out there. I hope Keith Hernandez is somewhere watching the game and has a comment about Johnny Cueto, and hopefully Johnny Cueto's getting Tanner Roark out there on the mound at Kauffman Stadium.
Roark's been getting his tits lit.
He really has.
Yeah, he really has. So.
His tits lit.
He really has.
Yeah. I hope that happens.
Yeah, me too. Welcome back, though.
Yeah.
Johnny Cueto.
Welcome back. Now get rocked.
Yep. Now be on your way.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We'll have some more Royals talk with Mike Boddicker. We'll have some more Chiefs talk. Mike likes me to talk about the Chiefs, too. We'll throw some sound from out at Arrowhead. You know I like it when Spags talks.
Yeah.
Spags talks football.
Tobe had some comments about the kick returners.
Dave Tobe says he'll be pounding the table. Is he pounding the table?
That's what he
Standing
said.
on the table? Pushing over the table? He's giving something to the table. Dave Tobe said he'll be pounding the table for Nico Remigio to make the final 53-man roster.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Could be McCole, Nico did a great job. I'll be pounding the table for that guy. I love him.
Pound the table. And that's a big man. When he starts pounding the table, you know it, too. It's like, damn.
That table's shaking.
Damn, Dave Tobe, calm down. You're going to break the table. Don't do that. This is a good table. So we'll hear more Chiefs stuff. I'm sorry, people. I'm trying to get through this last preseason game, this obstacle of Thursday night. Get me to Friday, and I'll be laser locked in on Chiefs Ravens. Then all we talk about is roster cut down day, getting healthy, and Chiefs Ravens. Let's go. And college football. So I'm in. All right. We're going to take a little break from Royals and Chiefs talk, and we'll hear from our old friend Victor Ortiz, who's fighting on Saturday night on pay-per-view in Mexico City on the undercard of the fight that Jake had no idea was happening and still doesn't understand why Floyd Mayweather is fighting John Gotti's grandson. But some things need no explanation, sir. You just have to sit back and let it happen. All right?
Leave me alone. I'll make it rain.
The last fight had a huge riot in and out of the ring. So
my name is Floyd. My name is Money Made.
Something tells me there's going to be something happening. So on Saturday that we'll be talking about on Monday. We'll be right back after this on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
My balls was hot. I understand.
You are listening to A New Day with SSJ on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
Welcome back to New Day with SSJ on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Thank you very much for joining us. Right now, we're going to be joined by a couple of guests, but the main one, a longtime friend of the show. I can't remember the first time we had him on here on Sports Radio 810 WHB. It is, man, when was it? I think maybe in 2008, 2009 or so. So it's been 15 years we've had him as a guest on the show. It's been several years since we talked to him on the air, but it's my good friend Victor Ortiz, former welterweight champion of the world, who has got a couple of fights coming up. So we wanted to check in with Victor because he still has a lot of fans here in Kansas City. Victor, good morning. How are you?
Oh, my goodness. It's a pleasure. A pleasure to be back, guys. Wow, man. We were just joking around a second ago with the rest of the staff you have, brother, because it's been a while since I came around. I said, you know, it's interesting. The last time I was on the show, brother, I didn't have kids. Now I'm a father of 3, you know. But, man, nonetheless, God's been good. I've been working super hard. And, you know, for those of you who maybe wondered throughout the years, what happened to Victor Ortiz? I'm thank the Lord, I'm still here, guys. I'm working super hard, and they're doing a comeback. It was supposed to originally be the rematch of Floyd Mayweather and me, but that's another story. So as of right now, what's up, brother?
So well, there's a lot to get into right there. So 3 kids. You're trying to catch up with me, so we'll see how that goes. You still got a couple of kids to go, but you have 3 boys, and so congratulations on being a father 3 times over.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
And so you're gonna be on my podcast maybe coming up this week or next week, so we can really get into a lot of the stuff we're talking about. But here for the radio show, we're gonna talk about the things you have coming up. So you mentioned Floyd Mayweather, and we all know. I mean, I was there. I was there at the fight. I was there with you before the fight, after the fight in Las Vegas. And so coming up, this is all bizarre. This sounds crazy what I'm saying, but here we go. Coming up Saturday in Mexico City, Floyd Mayweather is fighting an exhibition, but he's fought John Gotti III, the grandson of John Gotti, he's a fighter. They fought. There was a brawl in the ring, brawl out of the ring. It's an exhibition. It's Mayweather Gotti 3 in Mexico City. That sounds bizarre just by itself. But then you're the co-main event against a fighter named Rodrigo Damian Correa. So you're fighting in Mexico City on the undercard of Floyd Mayweather. How in the hell did this all happen?
You know, it's interesting, man. It's well, I have to thank WBC. You know, Mr. Mauricio Soleiman, the president, you know, founder son. He's one of my dear friends, and he called me out of the blue about 4 months ago, which one of the guys that I told right away, 2 of them was Coach Juan Aldana on the phone line and Matthew Terry. And I said, guys, this is what's going on. They said, no way. I was like, absolutely. So what I said to Mr. Mauricio Soleiman, I said, you know what? That rematch is 13 years overdue. He left a splinter on my side some years ago. So, yes, sir, I promise you I'm going to knock this guy out. I'm going to leave him on his knees. I'm going to bring him to his knees because that's a lost sheep. I need to bring him back to the good old Lord. So I'm ready whenever you say. So next thing you know, 3 months of training, and then, boom, I'm on an airplane going down to Mexico City to promote the fight for once. So I arrived down in Mexico City, and to everyone's surprise, they told me to stay in my room. But my contract said 12 in the afternoon, I have to be downstairs. Do not be late, X, Y, and Z. And, of course, when you follow a contract, you must follow exactly what it says, or, you know, there could be some legal issues, legal battles, or whatever. And I said, you know what? Okay. Well, I arrived downstairs not knowing that they were waiting on Floyd still. So they didn't want me to go downstairs until Floyd arrived. So I got down there in a suit and a shirt that says Redemption, and it has me hitting somebody from one of my past fights. And, you know, Mexico colors, because I kind of did a theme. So as I get up there, all his team TMT look at me. They're like, wait a minute, he's not a Mexican from Mexico City. Like, we didn't agree to this and that. Next thing you know, of course, me, I like to kind of play the politics side of things at times, especially when it's a personal one. So I said, hey, ladies, what's happening? What's it been, 13 years? I said, all right, well, you guys just do me one solid favor. You tell your boss, we're not going distance. I'm going to knock him out. Good to see you guys. Excuse me. But by the time you know it, I see everyone on the phone. Like, next thing you know, I'm having the promoters and all the people in the attendance rushing me up to my room. By this point in time, I'm not understanding why they're not letting me stay down there in the press conference area. Well, I don't know what exactly took place, but I can tell you that I made it to my room. I had to stay in my room for the remainder of the day, and then from there, I was on an airplane home the next day, and being contacted by legal teams of Floyd's, and they made this whole like gossip that I was having managerial issues, problems, X, Y, and Z, which none of that was actually true. There was a couple things that may have hinted at some truth, but it was nothing big, and all I had to do was sign something, and boom, the fight was on. But of course, like I said in the past, and I'll say it again, if you're Floyd and you're 50-0, come on, man, I'm a young bull still. Like I'm very dangerous now compared to the time when you first had me there, big bro. Steven, Border Patrol. I was a baby, man. I'm 37 now, brother. I have a couple whites now. So here we are, my brother. But 13 years later, I'm the co-main event to Floyd Mayweather in Mexico City, and I believe in my heart the most important reason why I'm on your show this morning today is because exactly 1 week after that particular battle, I square off in Garden City, Kansas. They're calling it homecoming. You are more than welcome to come, big bro. Ringside, I make sure I get you taken care of 110%. Bring everyone, man, because that's why I have Coach Juan Aldana, and then my co-main event will more than likely be my brother that's on the phone line right now, which is Matthew Terry. And, none other than just some amazing people by my side, and I love these gentlemen. This is my family, man, just like you are to me. So at this point in time, I'll give it to you, big bro.
So there's so much to unpack here. So from what I've taken away from this, Mayweather, so he does all these exhibitions in Japan and all over the world, and so he's doing an exhibition, he thinks, in Mexico, and he thought he was fighting just a Mexican fighter, but they were trying to match him up against you in an exhibition rematch, whatever. He didn't know what this all sounds bizarre, but he didn't want to fight you again, so he's fighting an exhibition against John Gotti III. You're on the co-main event, and so do you think you'll fight him again? And do you get along with him? Do you hate him? Do you have any kind of relationship with him? The way that fight ended, I mean, you can look at it one way. He gave you a chance at the championship, and you got that fight. Or is there any relationship there?
Steven, well, you know one thing, Steven. You were a boxer back in your day too, man. So you know and understand that competition is competition. I have nothing but love and respect for Floyd Mayweather. Always have, no matter what he did. You know what? Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. It is what it is. But when it comes down to the personal side of things in the actual ring with me, I don't blame him to stay away from me. If you're 50-0 during an exhibition and you get knocked out by me, that's embarrassing to your whole career. That destroys a legacy that was once carefully built, and you don't want that. So I highly doubt there's any kind of rematch in the future, because I'm not that old, brother. I mean, yes, I'm 37. He's almost 50. I'm very strong, and mind you, a boxer doesn't lose power. What he loses is his speed, his marbles a little bit.
Right.
But man, I'm pretty whole right now, and I believe Muhammad Ali said it best back in his time when he says, my jaw's been broke. I've been through a few wars. I've been knocked down a couple times. So at this point in time, I'm a guy that's full of experience, I've. I, 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 I've had my ups, I've had my downs. There's nothing that this man can teach me. My eyes have both been ripped open, nose been broken, jaw's been broken, hand's been shattered in fights, so I have to get through. But, ultimately, I believe it's Jesus who got me through all that. But nonetheless, I would stay away from me too, brother.
Okay, so this is a question coming from someone that cares about you. You don't. I mean, fighters usually need at least a month or two. At the very least, in between fights. You don't know. I don't know how much you know about your opponent Correa down in Mexico City, but that's a lot to ask to fight back-to-back Saturdays. How are you going to pull that off?
You know what? I agree with you. If there was a U.S. ruling, that goes against any and all rules. But at this point in time, I'm boxing down in Mexico. It does not intercede with U.S. territory. So I could make it possible. I just have to be careful. No cuts take place, nothing like that, which the way I've been training, the way I've been looking, I'm confident that we'll get through the fight safe. And come back home and first time ever for me, this is literally homecoming. Been years. I just celebrated August 4, 2004. For this year, I celebrated 20 years as a professional boxer. And as you know, big bro, Steven, this career it's not a long one, but to be blessed to be 20 years deep into this game, I mean, something, God's protected me, man.
So Garden City. So first of all, you can watch on DAZN pay-per-view. You can watch the Mayweather-Gotti exhibition and Victor's fight on the co-main on this Saturday night on DAZN pay-per-view. So anyone in Kansas City can watch that if they want to watch this fight. But then, as you mentioned, your homecoming fight, all these years, all the success you've had, you've never fought in your hometown of Garden City. And so now you get a chance to fight in Garden City, and if people want to come up and watch that and buy tickets, that's going to be Saturday, August 31st. And like you said, you've got Matthew Terry on the line also. He's going to be your co-main event. You've got your trainer now, Coach Juan Aldana. But, Victor, what's that mean to you to be able to come back and fight in Garden City? Because of, that you could have gone your career and that could have never happened. But now you get a chance to go back and fight where it all started.
You know what? It's an honor, to be honest with you. It's a great pleasure, privilege to even be invited to come home. That to me was it was a no-brainer. I believe just sometimes we get stuck in our ways, and thank the Lord, man. I've opened my eyes. I've a breath of fresh air, man, really. And then to have one of my dearest of friends, Matthew Terry, to be with me there, it's something else, He has 3 boys. I have 3 boys. His little rascals are always messing with each other. So it's amazing, you can't really ask for something more perfect. I don't think, in my eyes, that is.
So let me ask Matthew then. So you get a chance to fight in Garden City on the co-main of Victor Ortiz, and you're an undefeated fighter. What's this mean to you to be a part of this card, part of this homecoming on August 31st in Garden City?
Hey, listen, if I would have told a younger Matt in his 20s when I met Victor Ortiz, I would have never believed you because it's a dream come true, right? I'll put things in a nutshell because I know there's a lot of things we can talk about here. And right now, I believe the momentum, it's all about Victor right now and my gratitude. There's a lot of common core values that me and Victor share. So I think right now, a lot of the momentum that I'm excited for is, following under the wing of my big brother, Victor. I know how special Victor can be in that ring, how he's already been. I think what my brother Victor was expressing just a moment ago when he references our children playing together, we have similar fatherhood lifestyles. The thing about Victor Ortiz is when he has good people around him, whether it's his team, training and boxing, his liberty time, relaxing with his children, and just spending time with what family means, the guy's unstoppable.
Let me ask a question of Coach Juan Aldana. Jab Promotions and Garden City Boxing Club is presenting this homecoming August 31st. And look, we've like I said, for 15 years or more, we've had Victor on the show and talked about his story and being from Garden City and his ties to Kansas City. But this is a big deal, right, for Victor to be able to come home and fight in Garden City. For the young fighters that are trying to follow in his footsteps, he's the example of, you could be from Garden City and reach the pinnacle of the sport, like you that coaches, young fighters. What does this mean to you, and what does this mean to Garden City for Victor to come back and headline a card coming up on August 31st?
Well, it's taken a lot of time to be able to get Victor back to Garden City. He's had a lot of, he's always been busy, whether he's fighting or making movies. And I had always asked him, I said, hey, Victor, where's the only place that you never fought where you would like to go? And, and he would say Garden City. So he had a fight that was scheduled, I believe, in Phoenix. And he called me and said, get ready so we can go to Phoenix. So we made plans. He called me back and said the fight was canceled. So I told him, hey, Rick, instead of you, losing out opportunities, fighting, whether it be in Texas or Arizona, I said, let's come and fight back here in Garden City. It didn't take him too long to agree on it. He agreed on it, and I've been working on it since December. And so we're a little bit over a week away, and we're on crunch time right now. So, a lot of people locally here do not believe Victor Ortiz is coming back to Garden City. I've known Victor since he was about 12 or 13 years old, and I still get a lot of negative comments saying you do not know who Victor is. So, just letting everybody know Victor Ortiz is coming to fight in Garden City on August the 31st.
All right, so if anyone in Kansas City wants to make the car trip and go watch Victor fight, what's the best way to get tickets, or what do they need to know about the fight?
Well, general admission will be at the door. First come, first serve, $25. We're taking it down to a level to where everybody can enjoy the event. So, if they need a VIP table, they can look on Victor's social media or Matt's social media, and they'll have a contact number for me. But my number here in Garden City for a VIP table, is 620-272-3952. Other than that, I believe right now all the front row is sold out. And general admission will be first come, first serve from the second row back. And after the general admission seating is filled, we're going to do a standing room only for $10. It's a small community, and people do struggle financially here, so we're trying to make it, available for everybody to come and see the champ, Victor Ortiz, and so that Victor can show the local kids here in Garden City that if you work hard enough, you can make your dreams come true.
That's awesome, and that is an inspirational story for any youth in Garden City to show that if you like you said, you work hard, you're dedicated, you can make it to the pinnacle of your sport or your profession. So Victor, so then then the other question is when are you coming to Kansas City?
Yeah, you can.
Hello?
Well, yeah, Victor, when are you coming to Kansas City?
Whenever you need me, brother, let me know. As long as we have some barbecue in the house.
Well, Joe's Kansas City Barbecue is already telling me they got a full barbecue spread waiting for you when you get here. And so you tell me. I mean, look, the door's open.
Oh my goodness, bro!
The door's open. I mean, but I don't want to. I don't want to do that to you before the fight because you got to make weight. And so after the 31st, and maybe when you're done, after you win back-to-back weekends, then you come to Kansas City, and we can let loose with some burnt ends and some pulled pork or whatever else you want.
Oh, burnt ends. It's the sad thing about burnt ends is here in California, they look at me like, what are you talking about?
They don't have that.
I say burnt ends.
They ain't got that. They don't got nothing like that.
Yeah, I know. It's a sad ordeal. It makes me really, really sad.
The only burnt ends you're going to find out there is on the beach. You ain't going to find nothing out there like this, so you need to come to Kansas City.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. They have the Jolly Oyster, which have yet to eat around here, but
I don't know what that
I heard they have some good clam chowder.
All right, so we'll just wrap this up again because we got the next 2 weekends. We can watch you on pay-per-view, and then you're gonna fight in Garden City, and so then you get let's say you get through these two fights, you win these two fights, And then what do you want to do? Do you want to keep fighting, or what do you? How do you see this playing out?
Absolutely, Steven. Well, people have counted me out my whole career, and thanks to people from Kansas City, yourself, and everyone included from Kansas, that's what keeps me going. Now I have my 3 children, so at this point in time, why not give it another shot? If God has given me another opportunity to open doors and keep going with it, I'm still young enough to let the jabs go, the 1-2s down the pipe, and thank the Lord I'm not punch drunk. Hey, we'll ride this wave once again. And the day that Jesus says, all right, my son, you're done, and it's okay. I'll be done. But until then, we'll keep riding the wave, keep working hard, my brother.
Okay, so look, obviously we have a lot to talk about besides what we talked about here. And so that's you're going to come to Kansas City. We're going to get loaded up on Joe's Kansas City Barbecue. Then we're going to sit down for an episode of my podcast, Hot Mic with SSJ. And we're going to do about 2 hours, and we're just going to talk about everything. From your kids to the fights to Sylvester Stallone to the Expendables to dance, whatever you want to talk about, we're going to catch everybody up. But until then, good luck in Mexico City. Coach Juan, thank you for coming on the show. Matt, thank you for coming on the show. We'll look forward to the pay-per-view fight coming up Saturday. Hopefully the Garden City fight is a wild success, and maybe we'll have some people from Kansas City come up there. And then we will plan your trip to Kansas City, and maybe we'll meet with some listeners and have some fun at Joe's Kansas City Barbecue. How's that sound?
Sounds amazing, my brother. Can't wait, man.
All right, brother. Good luck in Mexico. Good luck in Garden City, and we will talk again real soon.
Thank you. Thank you kindly, brother. God bless you guys.
Bless you too, my man. We love you. That's Victor Ortiz, good friend of the show. That's a lot, Jake. But, man, Victor's doing, he's going to do it. I'm going to be watching this Saturday, so there you go. Any comments, Jake? I mean,
it's great to hear, Victor. It is a lot.
We just got to get him in Kansas City.
Yeah,
there's all these. That's a 2-hour episode of Hot Mic with SSJ. Sitting down in person. It can't be on Zoom. It's got to be in person. All right.
I mean, that's a quick turnaround. I'm worried about that turnaround, but hopefully, hopefully he handles business down in Mexico City.
Right.
And then takes care of business in Garden City.
That's exactly right. We'll take a break back after this on WHB.